Another big scandal out there. There are new calls for the GSA to, quote, clean house at the upper levels of that organization. A whistleblower hotline has now been put in place, and that's triggering a whole new set of investigations into this agency. You've got more employees calling in to report other instances of taxpayer abuse beyond the federal agency's known Vegas spending scandal that you see forever in video here. Peter Ducey joins me now live in Washington. So, Peter, tell us about this tip line.
Martha, the GSA's Inspector General said yesterday he doesn't know what they'll find from this tip line, but it hasn't been pretty, and you get a good idea of what he means when he compares some of his employees to one of the most notorious gangsters of all time.
Willie Sutton was asked, why do you rob banks? He said that's where the money is. And part of the problem is, part of the reason there's a lot of crime and fraud, waste and abuse at GSA is a lot of money flows through GSA.
During that hearing, a clown and a mind reader showed up outside the Capitol asking the GSA to hire them at their next big conference. Inside, though, not as many laughs as lawmakers from the left and the right the GSA's relevancy.
The expression is fool me once, okay. But again and again, there's 4 scandals, 3 administrations.
Under both Republicans and Democrats, there's been abuse throughout the GSA over a number of decades. Would it not be fair to ask, has GSA outlived its usefulness as a federal agency?
And the GSA has over 12,000 employees, so these reforms the senators say that they want will impact a lot of people, Martha.
So what does the GSA say about these calls to disband their whole agency based on all this?
The acting administrator basically says that without the GSA, the entire government would start spending irresponsibly.
Well, we will see.
Having a single accountable agency that can aggregate the expenses of the government and use the scale of the government to get the best possible price for the government, I think that has value today as much as it did back when the Hoover Commission first proposed it and President Truman set up the GSA.
And the hearings on the Hill are all wrapped up for now, Martha.
Raising some pretty important questions about how many of these agencies we actually need in place. Peter, thank you very much. We'll see you soon. Coming up later in the